Hi, this is Tim Donner with LNTV. At least 50 people are dead and hundreds more are injured in what's looking like the worst mass shooting in American history. The attack from a hotel window at a concert in Las Vegas continued over several minutes and was carried out with automatic weapons, what are popularly called machine guns. And here to separate fact from fiction about these kind of weapons is Liberty Nation legal correspondent Scott Cosenza. And Scott, in your story, you write, fed a barrage of anti-assault weapons propaganda. Many people think these type of guns are common, widely available, and easily obtainable. What is the truth about the legality and availability of these kind of weapons?
Tim, the truth is that these weapons are exceedingly rare and highly regulated. They are much more rare than the common semi-automatic weapons that most people are exposed to and have familiarity with. And in fact, purchasing a fully automatic firearm involves a wait of up to and sometimes exceeding a year, and including submissions of multiple photographs and your fingerprints to authorities both in Washington and at the state level. So this is no small thing to undertake.
Okay, Scott, back to your story for a moment. You also write, these firearms are rare among enthusiasts, are banned at almost all gun ranges, and most gun hobbyists have never even seen one in person, much less fired one. Semi-automatic firearms require a person to pull the trigger for each bullet, despite being called assault weapons or weapons of war. These are no different than any modern firearm. How so?
Well, unfortunately, Tim, we're fighting against really decades of misinformation in favor of driving narratives by the mainstream media in this regard. And that's where so much, I think, of the ignorance lies. Assault weapons are basically a term that's used to demonize some firearms over others, often because of cosmetic differences. The idea behind a machine gun is you take the gun and you pull the trigger, and as long as you're depressing that trigger, the bullets are flying. As long as the magazine or belt, or however the magazine is, or the ammo is fed into the firearm, as long as there's a constant supply, then as long as your finger is depressed, the gun will continue cycling. That's a machine gun. That's sort of the movie version of guns that we all know, rather than the one pull every single time, which is how almost every gun that exists in private hands works and has worked since the 1800s.
Okay, Scott, one more quote from your story. You write, if you're a regular consumer of the mainstream media or CNN or the New York Times, you could be forgiven for thinking a person just goes down to the Walmart with cash in hand and leaves with the gun a few minutes later. What are the penalties for possessing semi-automatic weapons that are converted to automatics?
Well, Tim, firstly, any type of conversion like that is exceedingly rare. And one of the reasons why is because of the $250,000 and 10-year in prison penalty that federal law affords for that violation, not to mention state criminal laws that will certainly add to that tally.
Scott Cosenza, Liberty Nation legal correspondent. Tragedy in Las Vegas. We're on this story and we'll continue to cover it on libertynation.com. I'm Tim Donner and this is LNTV.